So we got Avatar: The Last Airbender, Season 1, Episode 2, The Avatar Returns. So this episode starts off with everyone getting mad at Aang and Katara for hanging around the ship, and Katara's like, and Sokka's like, get out of here, and Aang's like, they kind of boobied a bit, and they kind of booby trapped it, and he's like Katara, and Katara's grandmother says, Katara, you should have never hanged around that ship. He's like, get out, and she's like, Sokka, you really do that to Aang? And then he's like, hey, and she's like, what are you doing? He's like doing what his dad told him to attack the enemy. Get out of here, traitor. And so yeah, so Katara attempts to leave, but he's like, hey, Katara, don't go. And she's like, hey, I'm going to the North Pole to help Aang how to waterbend. And waterbend. So that word waterbender. And then Aang's like, hey, I don't want you to betray your family. Just stay here and I'll leave. So Aang and Appa, Aang goes, yip, and Arlo, and him and Appa leave. And then Katara's grandmother says, Katara, you just take some time. And she's like, no, I'll never find anyone who can waterbend. Katara, okay. So Aang is just, hanging out when he feels the Fire Nation, so he goes back. But then while that's happening, the people are keep moving because my phone fits. So then the others, come, and so then the Fire Nation, as everyone's trained, the Fire Nation attacks. Sokka thinks he can defeat Zuko and gets defeated like 2 times. He's about to be whammies when he's saved by Aang, and he's like, wait, you're the Avatar? And they're all shocked, like, oh, he's the Avatar. So he's like, you're just a child, and he's like, you're just a teenager. I love Aang. And they just fight. Zuko versus Aang, round 1, and Aang defeats Zuko, and Aang's like, hey, you don't hurt them, I'll let you capture me if you don't hurt my friend. And they capture him. So they're like, so Sokka's rambling on, Katara's rambling on about how they have Aang, and Sokka is like, wait, are you gonna let me talk, or can we go save Aang? So they go save Aang, but they realize that, hey, they need Appa. So he starts not believing that he can fly until he says, what did that kid say? Like, yep, and he flies it, and Sokka's like, OMG, he can fly. He's like, oh, I mean, like, whatever, he can fly. And they go to Aang, as Aang is being a badass and defeating all these guys. He's first like, hey, can I have my staff? And they're like, be quiet. So he blows away all these guys, unlocks the gate, and totally defeats all these guys. And he even walks in on Uncle Arlo sleeping. And then he does round 2 with Zuko until Zuko's go. He uses and then he becomes like a water being and uses his water powers to defeat Zuko, and he's like, and then he's like, hey, where's his sword? So he's like, where's his staff? And then Sokka goes to get it, and then Zuko's on it, and he knocks him down, and he's like, that's for the fun, that's for the water, that's for the water benders. And then so he defeats it, they knock him down, and then they go off, and then he realizes they're like, you're the Avatar? And he's like, I didn't want to be. Yeah. So then they go and they're like, hey, if we go in the pole, since you're the Avatar, maybe you can teach me how to waterbend. And he's like, maybe I can waterbend too. And and then Zuko's mad about how Aang freed all his guys and tells him to unfreeze the ship, ending the episode. So, wow, what a pretty good episode this was. We saw the reveal that Aang is the Avatar, even though he just wanted to be, because he kind of just a kid. He was just thrust upon this as being the descendant. I think he's the descendant of the original Avatar. I don't know. So, yeah, so that's it for this episode. I was going to do this on Friday, but I decided to do this now because I wanted to watch this episode because I wanted to see if the show's any good for the second episode. This second episode is kind of way better than its first go. So, anyway, yeah, it's way better than its first go. So, anyway, I'll see you next time for some more Avatar: The Last Airbender.